Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to my channel and for liking and commenting on the previous video, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun. So we're gonna continue with getting to know me, and today's episode I'm just gonna continue to share about how I survived adversity and how I eventually managed to graduate and got my qualification in spite of all the challenges and the fact that I had no funds. Long story short, how I ended up in IT is that when you go and register or look for any course, especially the late applications, so you find that a lot of faculties are closed. So I remember my second option was to do something to do with chemicals, because I studied science and maths. So I would be like, anything to do with biology or chemicals or biomed, it's fine. So that faculty was full, and then the only faculty that was open was IT. And for me to go back home was not an option, and that's how I ended up studying IT. It was amazing. I obviously didn't have a background of IT, but I was courage, like I had the courage to study hard and also to consider where I was coming from. The situation really pushed me, and I'll forever be grateful for the circumstances, although they were not favorable. They made me who I am, and they made me to study hard, because it was inspiring me, to work so hard so I can change the situation in my family so bad. So I studied IT, guys. I remember it wasn't easy for me to understand some of the things, because when you get to varsity, they would say to you, all the assignments must be done, like you cannot do them in writing, they must be typed, they must be do this. I didn't even know anything about a keyboard. I had to practice. I had to go to the computer lab. I remember taking a book and practicing with the book. Like I would say, today I want to learn how to type 500 words. So I would look at the book, typing until I get used to, the basic things about computer, Microsoft and stuff. So things were so easy for me in terms of academics and being able to understand some of the things. And I thank God for that. So in terms of survival, it wasn't, easy to wait or to trust God that I will have something to eat before I sleep. It was not easy, but then I want to tell you that I never slept with an empty stomach. The same way God sent my friend who helped me with accommodation, he was consistent in that. He sent everyone who is in my life right now to meet my need. Like, it was so amazing. You cannot believe it. From clothing, from food, from everything, the friendship, the warmth, the love, I didn't even feel the situation sometimes, and no one could tell. That's the beautiful thing about it, is that the way I think I had pride, I didn't want people to feel sorry for me. So no one knew my situation. Like, for example, I didn't go and ask anyone for anything. People would come and meet my needs. Like, I'll give an example. So I remember I was very good in maths, and someone said to me, some girl, I forgot her name, but I remember her face. She said to me, "Hey Millie, you seem to be very good in maths. Can you help me? Because I didn't do pure maths in high school. I did maths literacy, so it's quite tricky for me." Then I said, "No, sure, it's fine. We can do it after classes and even on weekends." And then she said to me, "Okay, let's do it at my house," because she was staying at Rest. She said, "Let's do it at Rest because it's closer to campus. Do you mind?" Then I said, "No, sure, we can do it." And when we get there, maybe that day I didn't know what I was gonna eat when I get to the room, but then she just started by, offering food. For her, she was just being generous to keep us going as we study, but for me, she was meeting a need. So she didn't have to know that I didn't have anything to eat at home. She didn't have to. but she did meet the need. You get it? Yeah. So that's how it literally happened for me, from meeting my wonderful roommate. The second roommate that I had, she was so amazing. She would offer to do things for two. Whenever she buys something, she'd buy for two. If she sees a nice top, she'd buy for two, until I was comfortable enough to tell her, because sometimes we would not even be able to pay rent. And I would tell her that my mother actually had to speak to the landlord this month. It's so bad, there is nothing. She couldn't pay for my rent. That is why the landlord is shouting, or blah, 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 blah. So that's when she got to know about where I was coming from. But she also respected me so much, and she understood that I also have dignity. She didn't treat me like I'm her charity, no, but she treated me like a sister. Because I remember even people didn't even believe that we met at Val. They would say you guys are lying, because of how close we were. So those are the wonderful people that God brought in my life, and I'm forever grateful for them till today. And they became my friends, and it was amazing. So guys, yeah, you now have a picture of how my life at varsity was like. But I'm super grateful for those, for those moments, because they made me who I am. Fast forward to corporate, and then I managed to finish my studies, and then I graduated in 2014 September. I obtained my qualification, and now it was time for me to look for a job. So I went back home. I remember in 2015 I was at home. Guys, you can imagine, eh? After all the suffering that your parents went through, and then you would tell yourself that, you know what, as soon as I finish, when you're a student, you have a tendency of thinking, as soon as I finish, I'm going to corporate, and I'm gonna be earning 40,000, and I'm gonna buy a car and a house and a what and what, not knowing that you'll start by looking for the job itself. You start by internship, and you're not gonna get so much money. It's rare to get so much money on your first job. Most of us start with internships first, and then you gain the experience, and then you apply, you become a junior, and so on and so on. No one told me about how it works. But then, yeah, I went there, and I was staying at home, believing God for a job. It was hard. It was hard waking up to the same situation, living in a shack, like the four of us. Sometimes when it's raining, my mom will be holding the roof, just to protect us and make sure that things don't fall apart. Not forgetting to talk about the food, like we were surviving on a daily basis. But one thing that I'll forever be grateful for is that the four of us, we became so close. Like we prayed together. We sometimes, on our good days, when we had like a little bit of good things to eat, would laugh about the previous days. It would become like a joke. Yo, mama, the way you were holding that bukuku, yo. Then we'll laugh about it. So that's one thing that I've learned, that challenges can never destroy you. We never died. It's just a matter of how you look at them, And then that time, like I think that's what we were learning unaware, which make us stronger now, that we can face anything, right? So yeah, it was not easy for me, guys. And then the day I got the call for an interview, my mother again, she packed my bag. And staying in a village, so